This is a search trend for spiritual awakening over the past 20-ish years, and it shows something incredible is happening to humanity at a global scale. So take a look how, starting in 2012, we see a gradual uptick in the number of people searching for information about a spiritual awakening, and then it skyrockets in 2020. So 2012, if you'll recall, was the Mayan prophecy, when a bunch of people were like, it's the end of the world because there's this ancient calendar that runs out of time and we're all going to die. And if you actually look at the ancient prophecies with the Mayans or the Toltecs and the time of the sixth sun or the book of Revelation, if you read it through a certain lens, none of these are about this doomsday end of the world. And in fact, the word apocalypse becomes much less frightening when we realize it comes from a Greek word meaning to lift the veil. And that is what an awakening is. It is the lifting of the veil between the physical realm that we perceive with our five senses and the spiritual, the seen and unseen, the conscious and unconscious, what is out in the open, what is hidden from sight, the light and the darkness. And so 2012 was not the end of the world. It was the beginning of the end of a way of being in the world. And if 2012 was lighting the match of human potential and the following years were stoking the flames, then 2020 was like pouring gasoline on the fire. It was like a bellows pump to the flame for two reasons. One, there was quarantine. And so people weren't just indoors. A lot of people were forced inwards. And that inward journey is the encounter of the self, and the self is the gateway to awakening. The second thing is that a lot of people lost trust in our institutions globally. And this is key because our current world leaders are a product of the societies we have created. And our societies are a product of everything human beings have believed, prioritized, and valued up until this point in time. And when you think about the fact that human history is characterized by all of this violence, greed, conquest, extraction, us versus them mentality, maybe the old world and the old way of being needs to die. And in fact, if we look at the chaotic state of the world right now with the e-files and the economy and the wars and the loss of trust in our institutions, all of this is really just humanity awakening to the consequences of who we have chosen to be. It is the unconscious being made conscious. It is these hideous, evil things done in the dark coming to light. It is a come to Jesus moment for the collective to choose between who we have always been and who we seek to be. But that transformation is not guaranteed. As I see it, we stand at a really critical crossroads at the moment where there's these two branching paths for humanity. And the first is this dystopian, technocratic new world order that the elites have been gabbling about for centuries and the conspiracy theorists have been trying to warn us. And the alternative is a utopian new earth, a golden age of humanity that has been talked about, written about on either side of the Atlantic for millennia.